Hi there folks. Today I'm going to cycle the East City Way in Glasgow. I'm here at Saltmarket, just looking up north to Glasgow Cross. You can see the Toba steeple there. We've got the junction of Parney and Osborne Streets. And then south down Saltmarket to the River Clyde. East City Way is one of 4 core cycle routes radiating out from the city centre in different directions, largely segregated, and it runs east, as the name suggests, through the areas of Calton, Glasgow Green, Bridgeton, past Camlachie, between Parkhead and Dalmarnock, and then currently finishes at Newbank. So if you join me, let's go. Starts here at this shared crossing and onto St Andrews Street. As we approach St Andrews in the Square, built as St Andrews Parish Church, completed in 1756, said to be one of the finest classical churches in the city. As we turn on to James Morrison Street, and take a right onto London Road. Cheers. City Fibre doing works there. Cheers. London Road heads off to the left there, although we'll be rejoining it. This is Monteith Way, Monteith Row. And as we enter Glasgow Green, so the East City Way is the only of the 4 that doesn't end in a park, but it does go through one. You could go straight ahead here, but I tend to follow this triangle down to the Clyde. Actually, I couldn't find an official route map or intended route through Glasgow Green other than in OpenStreetMaps. But that is the one I tend to use. In fact, I couldn't really find any official map of the cycle routes from the council. There is a map on their website of cycling infrastructure, but it doesn't differentiate the different routes, so here it's impossible to tell what the intended route is. But certainly a pleasant alternative to London Road.
Sorry.
Thanks so much. Cheers. We've got a track here, Glasgow Green Cycling Centre, Freewheel North. Youngsters can get used to cycling in there. Just approach this shared crossing at King's Drive, the Greenhead Street and James Street. I think we're good to go, there's nothing turning left. Just here at the start of James Street we have the Logan and Johnston School of Domestic Education, Domestic Economy. I had a look and that was a kind of philanthropy school started for destitute children in the area, although primarily aimed at those with the surnames of the founder and his wife. Not something that would be seen positively today. That's quite a wide shared section as we enter Bridgeton Cross. Always likely to meet a few characters. Bridgeton Station there. The old Olympia Theatre straight ahead. And with that we're back onto London Road. And this section of segregation was one of the early sections completed around 2011-2012. The rest of the route wasn't completed until July 2023, in time for the cycling championships that were held in the city. The route runs 3.9 kilometres or 2.4 miles. Good to see some youngsters using it. council offices there on the left, Eastgate. I think this area kind of counts as Bridgeton still, certainly on the right. Got London Road police station there on the left. Opened around 1981. It replaced an earlier police station at Tobago Street, which is still there in a state of ruin. Got diagonal crossing here at Fielden Street and Dunn Street. Actually triggered by these two lines in the carriageway. Although I have had some issues previously with its activation. And Character and Hive is there, I think, is working on it. Just to the left here is the Camlacky estate, or Barrowfield estate, on the site of the old village of Camlacky. Really all of these places were old estates or villages until the city expanded eastwards and filled in the gaps. Industry playing a large part too. As we wait to cross Clyde Gateway, we're just approaching Celtic Park, home of Celtic Football Club, established in 1888, and moved to their current site just a short distance away in 1892. The stadium seats over 60,000. Making it the largest football stadium in Scotland and the 8th in the UK. The oldest stand at present is the main or south stand. Red brick, completed in 1929. A very busy area on match days, but equally less busy most of the rest of the time. Celtic Way there, entry plaza. There's an old London Road school here on the left, now a car park for the stadium. Celtic pubs, 1888 bar. timing as we cross Springfield Road, looking at the Helenvale Street flats. I think they're from 70s. You can see some tenements here in London Road, but they're in varying states of repair. There's one suffering from plant growth and water running. Shame, really. Helenvale Street on the left. Macbeth Street here, and the Belvedere estate on the right, I think, built on the site of an old hospital, possibly an infectious diseases hospital. That may be Macduff Street and Canmore Street, where the route completes. And we're at 15 minutes, 2 seconds, although I was a bit late at starting. So it'll just be over 15 minutes. As you can see, the route continues with soft segregation for a while. I did read that there's planning, possibly funding established to extend the route further east towards Tollcross. There's a Celtic training ground. Just ahead there. So today is Tuesday the 26th of August 2025. I'm just going to turn around and do the return route. It's about 18 degrees Celsius. Damaged bollard there. Yeah, so this video completes the set of 4 city ways. There are no more planned because it's been superseded by the Avenues programme. But I just wanted to show how easy it is to get around the city by bike and largely segregated routes, particularly to the parks, and also just to get a record of the routes as they exist here in summer 2025. I think we'll have to go through on red. I wouldn't normally, but it appears that it's not been triggered. It's frustrating really that the infrastructure isn't quite there yet. Prior to the loops that were installed in the ground there, it was overhead sensors which seemed to work almost perfectly. They were replaced by these loops, and I've had on and off issues ever since. I quite like this junction. You've got the old Glasgow corner tenement, dated 1900, the Real McCoy pub, and to our left, a brand new tenement or apartment block, completed in 2022, so 122 years apart, facing one another. We do have spare ground on the left, on the corner, Springfield Road and London Road. I'm told that it's earmarked for a housing development, but it has lain vacant for the best part of 10 years. I think last used during the Commonwealth Games in 2014. There we go. There was a large scale development in the local area. We've got Dalmarnock here on the left. I mean, they've been doing work in here, taking down trees. Looks like surveying work starting, so perhaps in the mid-future. But one of the main venues for the Commonwealth Games was built here, the National Indoor Arena and Velodrome, or the Emirates Arena as known by its sponsor, and the Sir Chris Hoy Velodrome, famous Scottish cyclist. I think the arena sits 5,000 and the Velodrome 2,000. It does look tired, but it's run by Glasgow Life, arm's length council leisure organisation. They really don't have money to maintain it. It's a shame. You look at the event schedule and there's nothing planned, so it does host a gym and I think some other sports facilities, but it's just a shame that it's not more used, which would bring in more money. I did try and point out that the spare ground right next to it was a total eyesore. The panels are fading. If it was better maintained, we're more likely to attract more events and hence funding, but it's a shame. And even the name, the Emirates Arena, I think the sponsorship deal expired a couple of years ago and they weren't able to find a replacement, so I'm not even getting paid for that now. It will, however, be used for the slimmed down Commonwealth Games next year, 2026. So, a year's time. despite it being a smaller affair, I'm looking forward to it. It was a good time in the city, lots of visitors. I worked as a steward at the time and managed to get into quite a few of the venues, including the Athletics at Hampden Park, one of the other city football stadiums. Next year the Athletics will be held at Scotstoun Stadium, no doubt much cheaper, a smaller venue in the west of the city. This brick building on the left is air shaft. There's actually a disused railway tunnel, London Road Tunnel, that runs under us.
Right.
Hiya.
That's coming from behind the queue.
Say that again?
Behind the queue.
B&Q.
Yeah.
If you just head straight up that road,
Yeah.
and then there's a retail park, you'll see it, and you just head into the retail park, it'll be at the far end on the right.
Okay, thank you.
So just straight up there. So go into the retail park and then head to the right and you'll get to it. It's at the back. There we go. Never think I'm the best for giving directions, but I did know where that was, thankfully. So the tiled kind of surface, the bricks that are breaking up here on the left, no doubt were put in at the same time as the flats along Bernard Terrace. No doubt 60s or 70s. And they chopped up a lot of the streets and blocked them off. Really, this whole area would have been much more busy and bustling 100 years ago. But with the close of industry, the population plummeted. This red brick wall is actually railway property, and you've got Bridgeton railway station there, and where the tunnel starts, so this section is actually under us. There's a platform and stilts. Nearly got taken out by a bus. But I do find, as I've said before, first bus drivers are largely pretty good. Heading back out of Bridgeton Cross, back along James Street. An old warehouse building there, converted into flats. Telecoms works here. The red road surface there does tend to break up quite easily and litter the footpath and cycle path with grit. But I think it has been recently cleaned. Also have a bit of an issue with drainage here. Every time it rains, that becomes a splash zone to drop the curb. It's a shame because they installed these to assist folk with limited mobility, but because the drainage isn't up to scratch, the gullies are not cleared, very often they just become large puddles on whenever there's rain, and coupled with the newer traffic signals being sensor operated, it'll actually cancel if you're not standing in the right place, so you're forced to stand in the splash zone or you won't get across the road. So it's an example of how the council don't really talk to one another, different departments, or work together. So here we have the River Clyde and the St Andrews Suspension Bridge, third oldest in the city centre, bridge that crosses the Clyde, completed in 1855, originally known as the New Suspension Bridge. Takes you across the river to the area of the Gorbals, and we're just now passing the Winter Gardens and the People's Palace Museum, which was completed in 1898, but again it's not been properly maintained, and as a result it's considered unsafe and has been closed since 2019. I think lottery funding has been made available to repair it, but the thing is, repairing it is one thing, but ongoing operating costs are another. So we have Calton area to the right. Old residence there on Charlotte Street, forget the date, but I think we could be talking about 17 something, which would make it the oldest structure on our route today. We also have the Barrowland Park here on the right. It was opened in about 2014. really as a placeholder after clearing the old tenements. Prior to future development, which hasn't happened yet, although the next block over is being worked on. I mean, look at this. Let Glasgow flourish. Impressive. Now a heritage centre, hosts events as well. Oh, and building in the corner here is the old central police office or headquarters. I think it's dated 1901, but looks in a poor state of repair. Had cells, courtrooms and offices. It's earmarked for residential conversion, which should be good to see. Right, as we head back across Saltmarket, which marks the kind of eastern. It is a shared path, this. Although there is a bit of confusion. That's the issue, you have shared paths, but if they're not marked, then pedestrians assume that you're in their space. That certainly holds no animosity towards him, he's right. It's far too often you see cyclists using the footway when they should be on the road. So just want to thank you folks for joining me. There's one other video I'd like to do actually, focused on the bridges. But hopefully this has been interesting. I've tried to include some historical information. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me, folks. Take care.